What up everybody, it's AJ, and in this one we are going to be making our progress towards basic steel production. But before we start going towards that goal and getting that objective done, I have a couple things I need to do before we actually get this all situated. So we already have the rotors being made. I need to make another mini factory for the frames. I think they're called modular frames or whatever, the little cube things. I gotta get those made by themselves. And then I also need to redo my iron factory right there for those essential tier 1 items, similar to how I redid the copper one. So I gotta redo the iron, and then I need to make another small factory, which means I need to find another iron node to make the modular frames. So that's gonna be what we're gonna be doing in this one. Primarily, I want to get these modular frames done because I believe going into steel, a lot of stuff requires modular frames. So let's go ahead and get right on started. That made no sense. Let's go ahead and get started. And I guess to start off, we will just redo this iron thing real quick. I went ahead and got rid of all of the biomass burners just so I can just get rid of them. I don't like how they look. They look very ugly and I wanted to get rid of them. So that's why they're not here anymore. So yeah, the way that this is going now is 60-60. These are actually going to be overkill because these are going to be making 30 per minute, but that's fine. So 30-30 going out. And then this will be just straight up 30 going into plates. This is well within the range for this one, so this is going to be 100% efficient. Now this is where it gets a little interesting because these are going to be iron ingots for the rods, which is doing 15 per minute. And then it's getting split like 8-7 down here. And so I am only going to be having like a very low amount in here. So this is the amount of rods being produced needs to be increased to be more split so that it's at least equaling 10. And then the other ones in here. So I need to get it to at least 20 going out on the rods in order to get the screws to be 100% efficient. Because I believe for screws it is 10 per minute. So that is where my issue is. So all I really need to do is increase this to be 20 per minute and we'll be fine. They're all running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, did I not make 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd never made 8? Dude. What? Oh, I screwed up. I never made my 8th one. Oh my gosh. That's why it's not fully operational. 1540s should be where we're at. Yeah, it's straight. That's telling me that we are now should be fine. Now it's a matter of making the modular frames in its own small factory. First thing I need to do in order to do this is find a iron node. And while I'm going over here looking for iron nodes, I'm going to redo this cement thing as well that I said I would redo. Now concrete should no longer ever be an issue. This thing will be full pretty fast. I'm just going to put these back. There you go. Thank you. Okay. We got 3 normal nodes there. That's actually a really large amount that I can work with. That is 180 iron deposits total coming out of there. Okay. This is going to be quite something because modular frames are... I'm trying to like visualize what you're going to need because you need reinforced iron plates. And remember, my reinforced iron plates is literally this whole entire giant thing right here. So I basically have to remake this, but alongside doing that, make rods, I believe, right? That's what the recipe was. Yeah, and then also make rods. So basically, I need to remake this, but then get another like line of just rods being made, and then everything here then getting merged into another assembler in order to make modular frames. So that's gonna be something. And this, I believe, is using 120 because these are 4 impure nodes. So I basically need to do 120 again. looking at the recipe here for modular frames, it's only able to make 2 per minute. That is very slow. I want to get this up to like 5 or something like that. So I did some math, and in order to actually get all this working and properly basically functioning without overclocking, which sucks. I just don't have enough slugs yet found. I see some in the distance here with like the yellow ones. I just don't have them located yet and able to get through the poison, all that, to be able to use it. Like I see one up there. I'm having to do this, just a huge ginormous plant. I don't know how else I'm going to be able to do this. So we are going to be basically using 4 smelters because I have 2 normal nodes for 120 per minute. We're going to use 2 miners for each node, obviously. 10 constructors, which it's really 6, but 4 of them are extras that will be underclocked, just so we get an extra amount of stuff. And then 3 assemblers, because we need reinforced iron plates at 3 per minute in order to make the modular frames. So the extra assembler is going to make another set of reinforced iron plates, but it'll be underclocked so that it helps out with making the modular frames. So that is the idea, that is the plan. Luckily, this is a nice flat field, and it's going to be pretty simple to use. Alright, so the top layer is done with the 4 smelters. So the way it goes is 120 comes up into here. This splitter is 60-60 going out. These become 30-30 going to each smelter. Same thing on this side. So now we're ready to go down to the next floor. And just so you guys are aware, this building is 5 stories high. I can literally see my other buildings from up here. I wanted to go a little bit overboard just to be safe. Every other building has been 4 high. We're doing 5 high because modular frames for some reason takes a lot of materials. So yeah, now we're on to this floor, which is gonna be a series of constructors. Okay, I think I got it working now. I think I got it right. Okay, so this is 67 right here. Now, the way this usually works is that this takes 30 per minute. That means the excess amount will be going out here. So that's going to be 37 or so, right? So 30 going here, 37 going into here. This then gets split to like 15 or so, right? So you got 15 going here and then going through there. This is a merger. And then the remaining 15 point whatever goes over here. But this then gets split. Because this is... Okay, wait a minute. I confused myself. Hold on a sec. So, 67, 30, 30, right? Now this is split again. So this is 15 that way, 15 this way. Now this is a splitter, so 15 going this way. Or no, this has become 7.5. The remaining 7.5 goes this way. Back over here and back into here. So the excess amount should be coming back into here. I think that is how it's supposed to go. I'm gonna assume that's correct. It has to be. That's what I'm going with. Alright. So that's that. Now we gotta do the rods, which is right here. And that goes back into there. So it's a similar setup to what I did with the plates. But we got 52.5 whatever coming in here. This gets split. That's gonna be like 30, like 25-25, right? Or something like that. It gets split weird. Like the ratio becomes weird. But then this goes into another splitter. This goes like literally like 3 ways almost. So it goes this way and this way, but this is a merger. This gets split again, and then this comes, the excess stuff comes back into this one to fill back up this one. And so, because this one's only making 7.5. I sure hope this works. It probably won't. I could just be like, hey, I'm gonna go look for some slugs and just call it a day, but that's just not how this works. All right. Now we're due for assemblers. Fun. Actually, no, I actually need to make the screws next. Okay. I may not have enough floors for this. I think we got the screws taken care of. It's right here. No, that's the bottom floor. Yeah, these are the screws. So the 22.5 is coming into here. This is then getting split 10 and 10. Well, 10 and it's like 12.5 and I don't know what it is. It's weird. But this is 10 for sure. 10 here, but then it's actually getting split like 3 ways. So I'm not getting exactly 10 into here, but then this is going into here. I only need 2.5 to go into here. And so whatever excess amount that I'm not getting is going to be funneled back up over back into here to get this back to at least 10. I think that's how this is going to work. I sure hope that's how it works. Because basically I'm having to use the excess material that's not needed in order to get back into the other one. So, alright, so that is for the screws. These right here are from the other rods going down into here. So these are all rods right here. And then these right here are all of the plates. So now I actually need to get these to come down from the screws like that. And this should go in there. Okay. And this is making the more reinforced iron plates. So we have 2 assemblers dedicated to reinforced iron plates. However, one of them will be cut in half to 50% because it doesn't need everything. Let's make it 2.5. So it needs 15 iron plates per minute and 30. So it needs 3 and 6. But this one's getting the full, so this one should be at 100. Okay. So there you go. And now we need to make more assemblers in order to do the modular frames. That looks insane coming back to it every time. It's like a huge building with so many things. There's a lot of stuff that's just clipping as well because I'm not really paying attention to it. I'm trying to just build it and actually see if it works. Okay. So we need 3 assemblers after this. Okay, so this is 7.5 coming out of here. I now need these 7.5 to get split into this. This is 3, this is 3, that's 1.5 or 2.5. That's 3. That's 3. And that's 1.5. So that's 7.5 total. Alright, this is literally a snake, but 7.5 goes out into here. This gets split twice. 3.5 and 3.5, let's say. This goes into here. This gets split 3 ways. So it's like 1, 1, and 1. 1 goes into here. 1 goes in, or 1.5 goes in here, 1.5 and 1.5. 1.5 goes in there, 1.5 goes in there. The other 1.5 comes back out and comes into here. So this should be equal to 3, and this should be equal to 1.5. I think. Jesus Christ. Now we have to do the rods, which is going to be a doozy in itself, because what I have to do this is for these rods, which are these right here. This is making 15 per minute, and this is making 15 per minute. So that is a total of 30. But 2 of them are making 24, and then one of them is only needing 6. So some way, somehow, I have to mix and match to get 24 into these, and then 6 only into this one, because this one only needs 6. Like that. I think that's it. I think. I'm gonna go out a bit further here, and just so I have room for containers. And I sure to God hope that this actually works. This has taken me quite a while to build this. Alright, these are all set to iron, right? No, they're not. Alright, well, they're all set to iron. Moment of truth to see how these all progress. So, this is my modular frame building. It is crazy. Let's go ahead and see how this works. So, we have 120 ore coming up into here. This is going into 4 smelters, making 30 per minute. So, this is being split 60, 60, and then 30, 30. And 30, 30. All right, let's go down. This is making the iron plates. And this is being split numerous ways. So they're all going down into here. These are being converged to be able to be sent down to the rods. These are being split like super, like in a weird efficiency. It's like not even. That's why this is all wonky looking. But this one right here is getting it at a full 30 per minute. This one right here is getting it at the full 30 per minute. And this one right here is only getting 7.5 per minute. So this one is the weak one. These ones are the good ones, like the full efficiency ones. Now they seem to be getting it okay. This one's getting 8. This one's getting 4. This one's kind of slowing down a little bit, but it's almost catching up. This one right here is getting, it's 100%, so that's good. Okay, so then we go down into here, and this is where the rods are being produced. And so this is making rods at a full 15 per minute. This is making rods at a full 15 per minute. This one right here is getting no rods right now. It's probably still funneling its way down here. It is not. Do I have this connected? Oh, now it's working. Okay. Yeah, it's just taking a while for it to funnel on down. Yeah. And then this one right here is getting, it's 7.5 per minute. So slowly but surely it's working its way down. And then we go down to this floor, and this is where it's making the screws. So these should be getting some screws. Yeah, this is making some. This is getting none right now. Oh, this is log jammed. Oh, probably should have done that. Whoops. My bad. Yeah, I always got to make sure that they're actually connected. There was a log jam. This should be getting some at 2.5 per minute, 98%. And then the remaining amount of rods that I have split from up there is going straight down into here to get down into here in order to make the reinforced iron plates. Now the screws are going to take a minute, but they should eventually start to funnel in. There should be some stuff already funneling into these for the rods. Yeah, these already got 24. We've already had some reinforced iron plates made, actually. So I just gotta wait and see if they will eventually get made. Have I made a single one? No. Alright. So yeah, but that's how it is. I don't know if I did this accurately at all because of just splitting everything. I don't think I did it good at all. So like this is all running. I'm looking for the green. That's yellow. Yeah, this one's not operating at a fast rate. Son of a gun, dude. Should probably make sure I have everything connected. Now this should be getting everything faster. Yeah, see, now it's getting it at a way better rate. Okay. I think I'm just needing to wait for it to all to like fix itself, and then hopefully it all works out well. But in the meantime, at least modular frames are being made. And I in terms of power, I don't know how much this went up on my power. Probably a decent amount. Yeah, it went up 555. So we went up almost like 150 watts. So I guess I'm just gonna wait here for the 50 to be made, and then we will. Yeah, I've already got 10 made, so that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna wait for the rest to be made. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the 150 rotors, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wait for the 50 to be made, and then we'll turn that in, and then that'll be it. We'll be ready to move on to basic steel. That's just cool looking. I just love making giant buildings. For the most part, though, we're almost done. We're at 46 out of 50, so this is just actually cranking out pretty well for how weird it is. It's only been about almost 12 minutes, so not quite at 5 per minute, but pretty close. I for sure think it's due to one of those conveyor belts just not working properly. 50! Yay! Alright, time to turn this in to get basic steel production made. And I actually need to get basic steel done because I need the materials that you unlock from it in order to blow up the rock in order to unlock the remaining coal node that I don't have access to. So that's why I wanted to work on this first. Steel production done. Send it. Foundries have been unlocked, which requires coal and iron into alloy ingots. It requires a lot of concrete, rotors, and modular frames. Thank God I got modular frames being self-produced. Lovely. And this is to make alloy ingots, which then can make probably whatever is next. I do need to make this too. I gotta add this to the list. I need to make a Xeno Basher as well so that I can actually kill that spider up there that was killing me. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. We did everything that we set out to do in this one. We got the iron factory right here redone and operated on so that it's basically back to its full efficiency, that it's able to do everything faster and produce everything. This is like basic materials though, so I feel like this stuff is becoming obsolete almost. Everything's starting to require a lot more parts, like higher level parts. So I'm not quite sure. Our coal factory, or sorry, our coal generated power plant is now fully operational and is now working with no issues. Ultimately, it all came down to that I did not make enough of the water extractors. I was missing one, so I just needed to add that other one, and now everything is working properly. And then for the big one, we finally completed a, at least functioning for right now, modular frame plant, which I actually need to make sure I label it on my map so that I know where it's at. But you will shortly see it in the distance because it's freaking massive. But yeah, we did it, finally. This has been quite a journey so far in this game. We've been doing a lot of these little mini factories while trying to connect everything to our main factory, or our main base, and it's been going pretty well so far. I'm really enjoying this game, and I also want to thank you guys again for all the support you guys have been showing to these videos. These videos have surprisingly been doing pretty well for me, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. Let me know down below what you enjoy about my videos here. I always am looking forward to any feedback. I'm also reading all your comments as well for any tips and tricks regarding this game, and I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. This thing has now been completed somewhat, and it just looks really cool. Like, it looks really cool. I like how it looks. At some point, I will eventually get glass walls or something so that it's all enclosed, but for the most part, it looks like it's just like a tower. I like how we have like one single line here of wall, and then the wires just connecting to everything. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.